brought up with this belief that there are good guys and there are bad guys.
This year, we only got one MCU movie, Deadpool and Wolverine, and then there was the mess that was Madam Web and Joker 2. But the superhero genre is bouncing back big time next year with a packed lineup. Marvel already has 4 movies confirmed for 2025, and DC is kicking off its new DCU. So, let's dive into what's coming. Captain America Brave New World, 14 February 2025. Get ready because our favorite star-spangled hero is hitting the big screen again soon. Formerly known as Captain America New World Order, the film is now called Captain America Brave New World. It stars Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, who's stepping into the Captain America role after the events of the Disney Plus series The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They announced this new chapter at San Diego Comic-Con in 2022 as part of the MCU's Phase 5 lineup, which Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige laid out. In The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, we saw Sam really embrace his new identity as Captain America, with some help from Sebastian Stan's Bucky Barnes, who he learns to trust and befriend despite their rocky start. Marvel Studios dropped the teaser trailer for Captain America Brave New World on July 12, 2024, and it kicks off with Sam Wilson chatting with President Thunderbolt Ross at the White House. Ross suggests putting Captain America in the military, saying, "Work with me, Sam, we'll show the world a better way forward." Next, we see Sam and Joaquin Torres at an event hosted by Ross, where Isaiah Bradley suddenly gets up and goes after the president. Then the trailer cuts to a montage, where Sam warns Ross that his inner circle is compromised. In this montage, we catch quick glimpses of the leader and a new villain played by a familiar face from Breaking Bad. It wraps up with Ross telling Sam, "You may be Captain America, but you're not Steve Rogers," to which Sam replies, "You're right, I'm not." The trailer finishes with a tease of the Red Hulk, who throws Captain America's shield into the concrete with a bang. The footage shows Sam Wilson and President Ross chatting in an office, where Ross asks Sam to help him rebuild the Avengers. It then shifts to a moment of tension during a speech Ross is giving, where things take a turn for the worse when the crowd suddenly becomes super soldiers after hearing some strange music. The clip wraps up with Wilson, wings spread and Captain America's shield in hand. After that, an exclusive clip played featuring Harrison Ford as President Thaddeus Ross, who briefs a group at the White House about some adamantium that was discovered. Despite their past disagreements, Ross emphasizes that this element belongs to everyone. He thanks Captain America for being there and expresses his desire for Sam's help in rebuilding the Avengers. Sam looks understandably confused, especially with the whole Sokovia Accord situation, but Ross counters that half the country wouldn't even exist without them. Things quickly heat up as Sidewinder gets all scheming and starts shooting, while Sam meets with Ross and a determined woman named Ruth, who seems to have Ross's full trust. And just when you think it can't get more intense, we catch a glimpse of Ross transforming into the Red Hulk right behind the presidential podium. Marvel Studios has revealed the official plot synopsis for Brave New World. After meeting with the newly elected U.S. President Ross, played by Harrison Ford in his Marvel debut, Sam finds himself caught in the middle of an international crisis. He must uncover the reasons behind a sinister global plot before the true mastermind makes everyone see red. At San Diego Comic-Con 2024, a clip was shared that reveals Captain America Brave New World will introduce adamantium, the material Wolverine's claws are made of, into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In the clip, Ford's President Ross is seen addressing a global audience, talking about a celestial discovered in the ocean and claiming it's made of adamantium. Returning from The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Danny Ramirez and Carl Lumbly will reprise their roles as Joaquin Torres and Isaiah Bradley, respectively. Tim Blake Nelson and Liv Tyler are also coming back from 2008's The Incredible Hulk, with Nelson playing the iconic Hulk villain Samuel Leader Stearns and Tyler as Betty Ross, Thunderbolt Ross's daughter. In an interview with Screen Rant, Nelson shared his excitement about stepping back into the role after more than a decade. "I'm very excited about it. I'm headed to Atlanta tomorrow to continue working on that. It's been really fun to bring back a character from 16 years ago and think about how he has aged with me and how that's shown." The Marvel team has come up with a really interesting revelation, about what he's been up to for 16 years and why. To round out the cast, Shira Haas, known for her acclaimed role in Unorthodox, will portray Sabra, Marvel's first Israeli superheroine and a mutant. Giancarlo Esposito, famous for his roles as Gus Fring in Breaking Bad and Moff Gideon in The Mandalorian, has joined the film as the antagonist. While attending the 2024 Phoenix Fan Fusion Convention, Esposito teased his role, saying, "The MCU has knocked on my door and it's a role you won't predict. It will be teased, and there will be a series afterward." At San Diego Comic-Con 2024, it was announced that Esposito would play Sidewinder, the leader of the Serpent Society. If that name sounds familiar, it's because Kevin Feige once pranked the press back in 2014, joking that the third Captain America movie would be titled Captain America Serpent Society instead of Civil War. Now, the reptilian supervillain team is finally making its big screen debut. In the comics, Sidewinder has teleportation powers and is a strategic genius, but the film will likely take a more grounded approach to his character design. Zosha Rockmore and Rosa Salazar will also star in undisclosed roles. However, Sebastian Stan won't be returning as Bucky Barnes, since he'll be part of the Thunderbolts film led by Val. WWE star Seth Rollins is also joining the cast in an undisclosed role, with many speculating he might play a villain in the film. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Mackie hinted that Mark Ruffalo's Hulk might show up in the movie. He mentioned, "The events of Hulk and his film don't pertain to this movie at all. When he shows up, his world, his universe, his story is completely separate from how we use him in our story." It makes total sense for Ruffalo to come back as the Green Guy, especially since a bunch of characters from The Incredible Hulk are popping up. Honestly, it would be kind of odd if Hulk wasn't in the mix, especially with Red Hulk entering the MCU. You can't just have Red Hulk without having him throw down with Green Hulk. Thunderbolts, May 2nd, 2025. Directed by Jake Schreier, this film is set to bring a darker vibe to the MCU, zeroing in on characters who have faced some serious challenges in their pasts. While the full lineup was revealed through concept art at San Diego Comic-Con in 2022 and now in the trailer. The main members of the Thunderbolts have all popped up in previous MCU movies, except Lewis Pullman's character Bob, who is rumored to be the MCU's version of the powerful Sentry. In the comics, Sentry is known for being super strong, which brings up some interesting questions about how he'll stack up against heavyweights like Thor, Hulk, and Captain Marvel. These heroes have shown some insane power levels in big battles, but Sentry is set to up the ante in the MCU. His introduction in Thunderbolts is a big deal because he's got some seriously unbelievable abilities. His real name is Robert Reynolds, and he's often seen as Marvel's answer to Superman. First appearing in the Sentry #1 back in 2000, created by Paul Jenkins and Jay Lee, his backstory is filled with tragedy and mystery. He got his powers from a serum that gives him the power of 1,000,000 exploding suns. Sentry's powers are pretty over the top. His strength is often compared to Superman's, letting him lift massive objects with ease. He's almost invincible, with an invulnerability that makes it nearly impossible to hurt him. Bullets, extreme temperatures, and most physical attacks just bounce off him. Plus, he can fly at super high speeds, making his already impressive skill set even more formidable. One of Sentry's most dangerous skills is his energy manipulation. He can fire off powerful energy blasts and absorb and emit energy, making him feel like a walking nuclear reactor. On top of that, he's got psychic powers like telepathy and telekinesis, which only add to how tough he is to fight. His regeneration is also insane. He can bounce back from almost any injury in no time, making him nearly unstoppable against even the strongest foes. But Sentry's biggest weakness is his own mind. He's haunted by a dark force called the Void, which embodies all his fears, doubts, and worst thoughts. The Void is just as powerful as Sentry, if not stronger, turning him into a danger to himself and everyone around him. This inner struggle adds complexity to his character, since his immense power is always at odds with his unstable mental state. Sentry is already shaping up to be a major player in the MCU. The sneak peek we got in the Thunderbolts trailer has fans buzzing with excitement. The bullet holes in his shirt hint at his invulnerability, one of his trademark powers from the comics. If the MCU sticks to his comic origins, we're likely looking at a character whose strength easily outmatches most heroes we've seen so far. Sentry's arrival in the MCU could really shake things up. His energy manipulation and near invulnerability might change the game for heroes and villains. If they explore the Void aspect of his character, he could switch between hero and villain, adding unpredictability to the mix. When you compare him to the original Avengers, it's clear he's on a whole different level. Captain America, thanks to the super soldier serum, is strong, but Sentry's strength and durability could easily outmatch him. Tony Stark's armor can fight gods, but even that would struggle against Sentry's power and speed. Thor might be the closest match, but with the Void involved, Sentry could surpass even Thor's godlike abilities. Their fight would be epic, but Sentry's strength and energy manipulation might give him the edge. As for Hulk, who's often seen as the strongest Avenger, Sentry can hold his own against him in the comics, matching him blow for blow. Plus, Sentry's flight and energy blasts could help him outmaneuver Hulk in a longer battle. Black Widow and Hawkeye are skilled, but they can't compete with Sentry's raw power. Overall, Sentry's introduction into the MCU could dramatically change the power dynamics. But the movie has more than just Sentry to offer. First up, Bucky Barnes, aka the Winter Soldier or the White Wolf, played by Sebastian Stan, is a key MCU character. He started as Steve Rogers' best friend and a World War II soldier, but was captured by Hydra and turned into a dangerous assassin with a metal arm. Steve rescued him with help from Wakanda, restoring his memories in Captain America Civil War and Avengers Infinity War. In The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Bucky helped Sam Wilson become the new Captain America. With Thunderbolts coming in 2025, it'll be interesting to see how Bucky's story unfolds and his role in the new team, especially as he seeks redemption. Next up is Yelena Belova, played by Florence Pugh, who is the sister of Natasha Romanoff, the original Black Widow. Yelena first appeared in 2020's Black Widow as Natasha's estranged adoptive sister, trained in the same Russian Red Room program. She teams up with Natasha and their adoptive parents, Red Guardian and Melina Vostokov, to take down the Red Room and its leader, General Dreykov. Yelena's story continues in Hawkeye, where she initially targets Clint Barton, blaming him for Natasha's death in Avengers Endgame. Their conflict eventually resolves into mutual understanding. In the post-credit scene of Black Widow, Yelena is recruited by Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, which sets her up for Thunderbolts. Her evolving role in the upcoming film is sure to be significant. Next, we have Red Guardian, a key character from Black Widow, played by David Harbour. His real name is Alexei Shostakov, and he's the Soviet Union's version of Captain America, equipped with superhuman strength and reflexes like Steve Rogers. As Natasha Romanoff and Yelena Belova's adoptive father, Alexei seeks revenge against General Dreykov, who betrayed and imprisoned him in Siberia. In Black Widow, Natasha and Yelena rescue him, and exclusive footage suggests he's pumped to join the Thunderbolts, seeing it as a chance to regain his lost honor. We also meet Taskmaster, portrayed by Olga Kurylenko, who is a fierce enforcer for General Dreykov. Initially presented as the Red Room's top operative, Taskmaster can replicate any fighting style due to a chip in her brain. It's revealed that she's actually Antonia Dreykov, the general's daughter, who became a deadly assassin through this technology. After being freed by Natasha using red dust, it'll be interesting to see how Antonia rebuilds her life in Thunderbolts. Then there's John Walker, played by Wyatt Russell, who was the government-sanctioned Captain America, after Sam Wilson put down the shield for a bit. In The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Walker struggles to live up to Steve Rogers' legacy while battling the Flag Smashers. He injects himself with the Super Soldier Serum, leading to erratic behavior and the public murder of a surrendering Flag Smasher, resulting in his dismissal from the government. Despite this, he helps Sam and Bucky against the Flag Smashers and later takes on the role of U.S. agent under Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, which will continue into Thunderbolts. Next up, we have Ghost, played by Hannah John Kamen, who was first introduced in Ant-Man and the Wasp. Ava Starr, aka Ghost, was a former S.H.I.E.L.D. operative whose life was turned upside down by a quantum accident, leaving her with painful intangibility. She sought a cure using Hank Pym and Hope Van Dyne's quantum tunnel. By the film's end, her condition is partially stabilized thanks to Janet Van Dyne, but her story has been largely unexplored since. Finally, Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, the CIA director, is played by Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She first popped up in 2021's Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where she recruited John Walker. Her role grew in Black Widow, directing Yelena Belova to Clint Barton, showing her plan to build a team of operatives. Val's latest appearance in Black Panther Wakanda Forever confirmed her as the MCU's CIA director, hinting that the Thunderbolts will be a covert Black Ops team working for the U.S. government. Superman, July 11th, 2025. I know what you're thinking. Another Superman movie? But hold on, this one's got a fresh twist that could change the game for the DC Universe. First off, say goodbye to Henry Cavill. It's tough since he was iconic, but we have a new Superman, David Corenswet. If you haven't heard of him yet, you will soon. He's got the charm and intensity perfect for the role. The best part? This movie skips the usual origin story. We won't see Krypton exploding or baby Kal-El landing in Kansas. Instead, we dive straight into the action with Clark Kent already established as Superman, juggling his alien roots with his life as a reporter. This fresh direction lets us explore Superman beyond the classic origins. James Gunn, who's writing and directing, aims to delve into Clark's dual identity as a hero while trying to live a normal life. Lois Lane, played by Rachel Brosnahan, is already in the mix. If you've seen her in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, you know she'll bring a sharp, witty energy to the role, and I can't wait to see her chemistry with Corenswet. But that's not all. Gunn is kicking off a whole superhero world right from the start. We'll see Green Lantern, Hawkgirl, Mr. Terrific, and Metamorpho. And these aren't just side characters. Nathan Fillion is playing Guy Gardner's Green Lantern, and that's going to be hilarious. Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, Eddie Cathegi as Mr. Terrific, and Anthony Kerrigan as Metamorpho round out an epic cast. Nicholas Hoult is also on board as Lex Luthor. With his range, I'm excited to see his take on this iconic villain. Plus, we'll have familiar faces like Jimmy Olsen and Perry White, making it clear that Gunn is building a rich universe. The Fantastic Four, July 25th, 2025. Fantastic Four is shaping up to be the most anticipated Marvel movie right now, kicking off Phase 6 of the MCU. Directed by Matt Shakman, it features a strong cast. Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic, Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, Joseph Quinn as Johnny Storm, Human Torch, and Eben Moss-Bacharach as Ben Grimm, the Thing. The film will explore the team's classic cosmic origin, set in the 1960s, while introducing characters like Julia Garner as Shalabal, Silver Surfer, and Ralph Ineson as Galactus. The production aims for a fresh narrative without retelling the origin story, promising to engage both diehard fans and newcomers to the franchise. After the SDCC, fans are hoping to see Robert Downey Jr. as Victor Von Doom, although there's no confirmation yet. It's worth noting that John Krasinski won't reprise his cameo as Mr. Fantastic from Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but with the multiverse involved, there's a chance we could see him again. Blade, November 7th, 2025. So it looks like we're still waiting to see Blade in action. Disney pushed back production on the upcoming Blade movie after losing its original director Bassam Tariq. Jan Demange was set to take over, but now he's out too, making this the second director to leave the project. On June 11th, The Wrap reported that Demange's departure was friendly. Marvel explained that Tariq's exit was due to production challenges rather than creative disagreements. He'll still be an executive producer, though, which he called an honor in a statement. Now there's some confusion about the script. Eric Pearson is now rewriting it, taking over from Michael Green, who replaced Nick Pizzolatto, who worked with Michael Starbury after Stacy Oseiku 4 was originally the only writer in 2021. Marvel seems to be shifting focus to making 2 quality films a year. Rumor has it that the movie has had a lot of script changes and lacks clear direction. One draft even pushed Mahershala Ali, the Oscar-winning actor playing Blade, to a minor role in a story focused on women and life lessons. But Ali seems optimistic. He mentioned to EW in December 2023 that he feels good about the direction the project is taking. Marvel is aiming for a budget of around $100 million, which is more indie style compared to their usual big-budget films. As for the cast, Mahershala Ali is still on board as Blade the Vampire Hunter, taking over from Wesley Snipes. Mia Goth, Aaron Pierre, and Delroy Lindo were also announced, but Aaron Pierre has since confirmed he's no longer part of the film as the project changed. The production was supposed to start in November 2022, with a release date set for November 3, 2023. But with all these changes, the film is now scheduled to come out on November 7, 2025. It was initially announced back in 2019 for Marvel's Phase 4, and it seems the movie's had its fair share of revisions along the way. Ali made a surprise cameo as Blade in the Eternals post-credit scene, so fans are still eager to see how this all plays out. That's all. Which upcoming film are you most excited about and why? Let me know your thoughts. If you enjoyed the video, give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for the latest updates and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.